One of the best-known names in U.S. retailing is stepping aside. J.Crew CEO Mickey Drexler is known as the Merchant Prince. He made a name for himself at the Gap in the 1990s and later helped J.Crew achieve mainstream success. He's also responsible for shaping some of America's most trusted brands like Old Navy, Banana Republic, and Madewell. But for the past 10 consecutive quarters, sales at J.Crew stores have declined. The change in leadership comes about 2 months after longtime executive creative director Jenna Lyons left the company. CBS News financial contributor Mellody Hobson is in Chicago. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's talk first about J.Crew. I mean, they've had declining sales for years now. Is this a surprise?
The last couple of years have been brutal. This is not a surprise. And I have to say, changes have been afoot at J.Crew for some time now, even though it hasn't been public, most notably because they've been looking actively for a CEO and interviewing them the last few months, and people knew that inside and outside of the industry. And a lot of this change has been driven by Mickey Drexler himself, who remains reportedly a 10% shareholder of this business.
Mellody, is any retailer in fashion retail doing well?
Yes, some are doing well for sure. For example, the fast retailers are doing well, like H&M and Zara, and they've been a part of the pain at J.Crew because J.Crew, again, Drexler has said this, is still on that old model, whereas those companies can change with customer whims in weeks as opposed to months.
Mickey Drexler, Mellody, has such a great reputation and great history in this business. And now I'm wondering how you think he's handling this and feeling about this. Jenna Lyons also stepped down. What can you tell us about the new leadership? How will they turn it around?
Well, my sources are telling me, again, he was driving this change. He was very aware that something needed to happen. This is not a story of a CEO being pushed out, an ugly board scenario at all. What I'm hearing about this new leader, 25 years in retail, most recently with West Elm, which is a subsidiary of Williams-Sonoma, where he tripled sales, albeit on a much smaller footprint. They have about 99 stores. J.Crew has 575 stores, and he's going in at a very tough time for this company in terms of their debt load and in terms of the retail environment. So he's got a real turnaround on his hands.
Mellody, several retailers have filed for bankruptcy this year, including Payless, Shoe
Limited.
Store, the Limited, BCBG, Wet Seal. Will J.Crew file for bankruptcy?
Well, they have a tough situation. They have over $2 billion in debt. Now, admittedly, they have $2.5 billion in annual sales. Supposedly, they only have about $150 million in cash. And the interest payments that they've made recently, they've been financing with new debt. They've got a big debt payment coming in 2019. So the job one is to live to fight another day and get this
Mellody,
debt under control.
Is this because of private equity bought it and therefore came with a lot of debt that has brought them down in part?
Exactly, Charlie. When this company was taken private a couple of years ago, they saddled it with a lot of debt, with the belief that it would grow and they would be able to handle these payments. And then, of course, we've seen retail just have a tougher and tougher time because of, as I said, the fast retailers and because of companies like Amazon.
All right, Mellody. Still a great store. Hope they can turn it around.
I know. It's still a great brand.
And great prices. Thank you, Mellody Hobson.
For sure.
Always good to see you.